What's up, guys? It's Rick Ginn, and we are talking about how we get scammed as wholesalers, particularly by, that infamous word. Or we just call them coaches. We're not going to call it gurus. I got a lively one today, and unfortunately, I wish to God I never had to do videos like this, but um, you guys need to be aware of what's going on out there. So do me a favor. If you have a question about wholesaling, ask the questions in the comments, and you can put a little question there, and I look through them and I try to answer them as we go along, especially after the opening. Number two, we always have time. I try to have time to do masterminds with you. I'll put an invite link up there shortly. And if you want to hop on, you want to talk about a deal, you want to talk about wholesaling, you want to talk about what we're talking about today, this will be the topic to do for you. So, guys, we are winding up. We're getting ready to go into October here in the last quarter of 2025. And there's a lot of stuff going on in wholesaling. So I'm going to try to go over everything we can today. And so awesome. So make a friend in the comments. Nobody will hurt you here. Hopefully you guys can hear me all fine because I've screwed up the sound the last few times. And that's it. So guys, also keep in mind, you got to tune in Thursday. We're doing a prime time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. You can watch on this channel, the Flip with Rick channel. I promise you, you're going to love it. So do that. And then keep in mind, if you are brand new to this platform, I want you to go over to freewholesaling.com. This is where we give you a 100% A to Z course on wholesaling, start to finish. That's right. No money. You're welcome. We're taking the biggest coach barrier away. Guys, they're coming after you, man. They got masterminds put together. They're finding a way how to get in your back pocket. The problem is the focus is more on getting your money than actually delivering your results. If you tune in Thursday, we're going to give you options that we believe can solve the high failure rate of wholesaling coaching. So make sure you go over to freewholesaling.com. I promise you won't be disappointed. And make sure you use the comment. So where are we going with this? How do I start this off? I'm just, you know what? I'm probably going to piss off a lot of people. So I've already apologized. If you're a coach scamming someone, I don't give a crap. Stop doing it. And I don't know why wholesaling is the magnet for scam. Well, I know why, because it's a low barrier to entry. It doesn't require capital. And you basically have unlimited wealth potential. So we have to understand, we're all going to have to admit to each other, we're going to attract some scammy people in this business. So what I would like to do is start out is, if you're in the comments, I want you to raise your hands if you've been scammed you've been scammed, or you're in the process of being scammed, because I know I'm not alone in this. And I'm here to tell you, man, guys, in wholesaling, you are a just target. It doesn't matter. And I've been doing this over 23 years. I don't think it's ever going to stop. In fact, I'm predicting it to get 10 times worse with AI. It's just the truth. So we're going to set some rules. And I want you to understand is you ain't alone if you've been chased, scammed, or done anything, because wholesaling, we attract them all. The problem is you have to get through the scam artist. And if you're going like, what the hell is Rick talking about? Who did what when? Hold on to your seats, because this is going to be an interesting one. So I want to pull something up here. We're going to start with this one first, if I can pull it up. Where'd it go? Let's see. Hold on. Oh, I got to unzip it. Okay. Let's see. It's in my downloads here. Why is that not popping up? Okay, hopefully this will pop up. Let me share your screen. We're going to start with one that just happened. I want to say yesterday or today. And by the way, the scam artists, they come on our free platforms. They try everything. I got to pay people when I do it. And it just drives me nuts. So let me share my screen here. Oh, it's not going to show on it. So first of all, what is the worst place? Like, what is the worst scams that are going on? So let's just start with the basics. Number one, if you go on any of our social media platforms and somebody asks you for crypto, ban them, delete them, report them. That it's not just in our accounts, it's all over the internet. And they talk a really good game. Me and Zach are never going to ask you to pay in crypto. Period. I'm never going to advise you on crypto. Do I invest in crypto? I do, but I'm a novice at best. So all I can tell you, you're going to buy crypto, plan on a 10-year plan. That's the best advice I can give to you. Outside of that, don't listen to me on crypto because I'm clueless. Like, I buy it and how it goes up or down is completely out of my control. So I'm not going to spend any time doing it. The one thing you have to understand is social media accounts, specifically social media accounts, which we're going to talk about here. They are highly, highly suspect to anything crypto. Now, I'm a wholesaling channel. I'll let all the other wholesalers talk about crypto. In fact, as soon as a year or two ago, people like were analyzing crypto compared to real estate. It's not a fair analogy. It's just meant for content. And unless they are crypto experts and they are in it and they are trading hundreds of millions of dollars, I would not listen to anybody who gives you advice on crypto. So that being said, understanding if somebody says, hey, this is Rick Ginn and I'll teach you everything you want to know about real estate, just send me $1,000 in Bitcoin. Don't do it. It's complete bull. And it's happening more. I get requested every day. So there's only so much we can do. Instagram is probably the worst of them all. Facebook is really bad. And I apologize for all the spam comments and wholesaling houses for real. Just report and block all these people. As many as come in, I have to kick them out. I kick out thousands and they still just keep coming. So the one thing I understand is anything crypto, unless you personally investing, do not trade crypto. The beauty of crypto is once that money's gone, there is no repercussion. You don't get a charge back on your credit card. You don't go through your PayPal account and you can't call the police department. That's why they want you to pay in crypto. So I don't know why, but we just had somebody recently said, hey, Zach requested $1,000 in Bitcoin. I was trying to send it to him. Do you want me to? No. The answer is absolutely no. These are scam artists. They're in every industry, just not wholesaling, but it is very, very particular. So you've got to understand the main way they're going to come through on you is basically, I'll put up on the screen here. They're going to do fake social media accounts. Now, here's the problem is they have the ability to duplicate the current accounts. So if you're an influencer or a regular person, they can just copy it. They're really good at it. And if I shut down 5, 10 more pop up. It's literally a full-time job. So I hate this. Most coaches hate this part. I'm just telling you, if somebody ever asks you to pay in crypto when it comes to real estate coaching, run. You're in big, big trouble. You are going to be taken because the minute you send that money, you'll never hear from that person again. I love investing in crypto. Exchanging in crypto, we're not there yet. We're not even close. Do I look forward to that day? I absolutely do. And I will let you know officially when we do that, but we're nowhere near it. So guys, there's very, very few transactions other than trading somebody crypto that you're doing business with in the space of investing in crypto. Please don't send people crypto, especially, and if you don't know them, it just should be a hard rule. You never send money to them. Why I have to say this, I have no idea. Means that constantly, we hire people to fake down all the fake accounts. All right, there's 382 fake accounts. And the problem is, if I get all 382 shut down today, there'll be 400 the next day. And that's the problem. So where there's attention, where people are having success, scam artists come in. We will never, ever ask you for crypto. So just kind of keep that in mind. So the one thing we have to understand is before we ever send someone money, make sure they are 100% credible. And how do I know that? Make sure you follow them online. Make sure you've investigated. But Unfortunately, that statement alone does not hold water. Why? Well, let's get started here. Let me pull up my screen here. Unless you've been on like you fell off the planet. um, let me run you through some recent articles that have popped up. So let me share the screen here. Let's see here. Now, if you guys see this, so Tyono Lopez, also known as Ty Lopez, has been accused by the SEC of basically running a Ponzi scheme. Now, I'm not affiliated with Ty. I'm very familiar with him. He was considered a very trusted person in the space. He does come back. He's basically a online marketer with some real estate background, I believe. I'm not sure on that, but I will tell you, I know so many people that have hired this gentleman for coaching. Now, he has his day in court. I don't know what's true or what's not, but if you read this article, it's pretty damning. So basically, what he did is he gained people's trust and then he created a fund. And he used this fund to go out and buy broken domain names of big ticket items, like big names. And basically, the pitch was to turn them into an online e-commerce store because he has experience and he can churn the money. I have no idea if he registered with the SEC. And the idea is he raised money. The problem is once you take money from people for an investment, it is your job and your obligation to seek that money is used for what you represented it for. The problem, what they're accusing of is he misrepresented the returns. So the SEC is accusing this gentleman of taking investor money and using it to pay off dividends with other people. And that's considered what they call a Ponzi scheme. Now, if you are not registered with the SEC and you do something like this, let me explain how this goes down. The SEC does not wait till you go through courts and everything. If they get enough complaint, if they get, just one simple complaint, they can send an investigator out. Now, once again, I don't know if he was registered or not. If he's registered, there is a thorough process you have to go when you raise money. I have a point I'm going here. Now, if you don't follow that process and there's a complaint and you're not doing, and they find that the complaint is substantiated, here's how the SEC operates. They will just shut you down. They will seize your assets and wait for you to prove them otherwise. So even though this gentleman gets his day in court, here's the challenge. He had, I think, $115 million fund, and they shut it down. He's been accused of using lavish lifestyle. You're going to hear the hook here. Fancy cars, private jets. He leased in a crazy mansion, like crazy. Go look it up online. I thought it was impressive. But once again, what is the common denominator? Fancy cars, leased houses, private planes. And once I see those three things, I already know who I have. Is that guys, listen to me. Rich people do not show it off online because they plan on being rich the rest of their life. Number one, they don't want to be a target. They don't want to be attacked personally. So that's why I don't show my home and do all that stuff, because I have people that depend on me and they didn't sign up for this. Number two, why make yourself a target? How is that car going to teach me success? He's famous of, I've got a Lamborghini sitting in my garage. But the bottom line is, guys, if you see this, it's always the same pattern. They start out, they gain trust, and then they hit you with something. The problem is, if this gentleman came to me, here's what I would do right off the bat. And we have to understand why. And here's the simple question. Apparently, he made the offer so lucrative, he made people stand in line and made it like only a select few get this opportunity. So it's called FOMO. And if you guys don't believe me, most scam artists are going to come after you with the FOMO method. What do I mean by FOMO? If you don't act now, I'm going to just take it away from you. Now, this is used really well by wholesaling coaches. But in this case, if you read everything, which I encourage you to do, remember, there's always two sides to a story. But I'm telling you, you play with the SEC, they just shut you down. They lock the doors. They take over your bank accounts. They take over your real estate. And then they go on a 5-year journey, usually millions and millions of dollars. And they have an army of lawyers, 20 to 30. And they will get to the truth. They will interview. They will depose everyone. And then eventually they're going to hand down criminal charges. So unfortunately, I've invested in things like this. I've personally been through it. And here's the one thing. I fell for the FOMO. And I will tell you this. The one thing that you have to understand. Whenever I make an investment, I have one simple question. If you can't answer this question, I am not interested in working with you. It's called capital preservation. And it simply says, am I going to get my money back? Like if I give you 100 grand, will I at least get my 100 grand back? And if you are not confident in that answer, do not, I repeat, do not invest in it. Period. And the only time I ever got burned is when I gave people money and I didn't say, what is my capital preservation? And they're like, what does that mean? I go, how am I guaranteed to get paid back my money? Because guys, greed works on both sides. And I've been guilty of making investments based on what they told me the return is going to be without doing what I call due diligence. And FOMO is a trigger to hit your greed button, to make you fast and skip due diligence. So listen, Ty's got his day in court, but like these scams are going on left and right. And by the way, I've watched guru after guru promote this thing, and it's a challenge. And two sides to the story, but I'm just telling you, these things happen every day in real estate. And why am I not shocked and surprised? Guys, I could go through probably 40 or 50 cases. I'm not saying Ty actually had a connection with wholesaling, but a lot of wholesalers have gone to him to learn internet marketing. And now that they're finding out, guys, the mantra for scammers, just so you know, is to keep selling you the dream. So here's the reality is, and let me take this off the screen here. Well, that didn't go well. Let's see. Scammers are always going to be scammers. And the one thing I've noticed out, especially in wholesaling, is a lot of them like to start in wholesaling and then they get caught. So here's what I like to do, guys, in the comments. Scammers that start in wholesaling, what's the next scam they usually go to it? I'd love to pop up the ideas because I have them all, but what's the fun of me telling you? Somebody starts out a coaching program. And by the way, the scammers usually go with the very large ticket items, usually 25 grand or higher. Why? Because they need to make the most amount of money with the least amount of resistance. So it's easier to chase big target items. That's why they usually, I know a gentleman that charges $100,000 to learn the basics of real estate investing. And you know what he said to me once? I got kicked out. Don't worry. I said, why do you charge that? He goes, because I can always find an idiot to pay me it. And that's what every scammer is looking for. Someone that's not going to question them, someone that doesn't care about capital preservation, someone that lets their greed button get lit up, and then they skip due diligence. And this is the only time I've ever gotten in trouble in wholesaling. In fact, I could tell you about most wholesale coaches, if you went and did some due diligence to see if they actually do the business, meaning, do all you do is coach? Is there anything else you do? Like show me assets you own and stuff like that. My biggest red flag for like the coaching is when they go, oh, I'll take 3 more students. 10, 20 grand a piece. Guys, think about that. They're telling you they have all the time in the world and they want to charge you an upfront fee. And I'm just telling you, those are the ones you're mostly going to get screwed by, in my opinion. Not every one of them, but it's just the truth. And we have to understand how this works. So everybody understand a scammer is a scammer. So I asked you, if they go from wholesaling, what other businesses do they tend to gravitate towards? Because I've got 20 plus years experience. I can tell you the exact path every one of them take because they want to scam. So once they get called out on wholesaling and like you get all this negative press, they go and find another industry. So what's the next step for a scammer outside of wholesaling? I already know the answers. So somebody want to put it up there. Come on. If they go from wholesaling, what's the next likely venture they're going to go to try to steal whatever they can out of anybody? The dark horse getting close. Trading. Let's be specific because I'm not going to say it. Oh, credit, dude. Don't even get me started on the credit one, Lucas. It's crazy. And I'll tell you right now, crypto's always been one, trading, credit, coaching's always been there. It always starts in coaching and then they work their way backwards because once they get busted, there's a famous guy. I'm not going to use names because I don't want to get sued, but all over the internet, used to be a wholesale coach, claimed to be a billionaire, was charging $30K on the west coast of Florida. And basically, somebody did an expose, popped up in his office and found out he don't do anything except collect $30K, shows off watches, constantly works out, talks about, and my other thing is too is, guys, I don't sit here and promote religion. There's a reason, because everybody's got a different path, and my path doesn't need to be your path. I'm not here to preach to you. Like, we could get some big arguments over it, but like, I'm here for wholesaling. So why am I going to sit here and give you Bible scriptures all day and tell you, God told you to do this, tell you to do that? I find, this is my opinion now, I find the more scripture service people are in wholesaling, the less likely I'm going to listen to what they say, because why do you have to keep telling me I have to do the right thing? If I already do the right thing, why do I need a scripture to tell me what to do in wholesaling? Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm saying a lot of people hide behind religion, and some people use it as a mask to get to your money. It's just the God honest truth. I don't think God wants anybody to be scammed, period. I don't think he would subscribe to any of those theories, but they've been around since the turn of time. So, okay, we got some good ones coming up here. Obviously, Ponzi. Dude, let's talk about this one. Amazon shops. So this is where everybody went from wholesale coaching, because I got pitched hard this. And I sat in an office and went through the whole thing. And I said, show me my capital preservation. There is no capital preservation. You give them between 20 and 50K up front. They set up your store. They'll show you profits for 30 days, which they inflate like a stock. And then the store fails massively. But the bottom line is you gave them between 20 and 50 grand. If they can do that a couple hundred times, hell, if they can do it 10 times, their scam works. And by the way, Amazon shuts down every one of the stores. They all know it's illegal, but they tell you how you can make quick money online. I'll set up everything for you, how cheap it is to do it between 20 and 50,000. And to this date, all these people that did it have never paid anybody back. They got complete amnesia. Some of them are back in wholesaling. Just, you can do an internet search. You can figure out who did what. And I just don't, do you understand? If it's a coaching fee, it's a big coaching fee. I'm not picking on the smaller amounts. There's some legitimate coaches out there. But when somebody wants between $10,000 and $30,000 to learn wholesaling, you are most likely going to pay that big scam fee. The reason the fee is so big, because I already give it for free, is because they have to hit. And that's how they take the money. Then they went over these FBA stores. I had more complaints of people from wholesaling going to these FBA Amazon stores. It's out of control. Don't believe me? Search the internet. Thousands of these stores were created. People putting down 20, 50 grand. It's like a joke, man. It's a joke. So I'm just, yeah, someone's got an R in there. They're kind of figuring that out. So let's keep going on some of the other ones, okay? Not my words here. Day trading Forex. Forex is actually, it is a legitimate platform. I say that because I don't want to get sued by Forex. Now let me take this off the screen. listen to me. I've yet to see anybody successful trading currency, international currency, period. It is very hard to day trade. And the whole thing is the problem with that trading system, I don't want to use their name, is it's based on an MLM. So there's another famous person out of the west coast of Florida that opened up this giant system, and I've got the best players, millions of dollars exchanged hands. The business doesn't exist. Someone's going on their way to go to jail here shortly, and all these people want their money back. And here's the thing. It started in wholesaling. It went to FBA, Amazon, and then it went to trading international currencies. Guys, do you see the trend? A scammer will always be a scammer. They never learn. They're always going to swing the bat. And the reason why I'm telling you this is I want you to be aware of it because we're highly susceptible in the wholesaling business to it. The only thing I'm ever going to ask you is to invest. Is just invest in you. And make sure if you're going to pay somebody a coaching fee, make sure that their intentions are to help you and not just help their bank account. So we got that one. Day trading. I mean, it's the whole e-commerce. I've never met someone didn't advertise on e-commerce that they're just not wildly wealthy. And so let's talk about it and address this right now, guys. Let me ask you this. Of all the people that post, there is a common denominator in every one of them. Let me pull it up here. And I want you to understand this. What is the common denominator? Ready? I'll show you right now. It's always going to have a flashy car. Am I saying everyone that shows a nice car is a scam artist? No. But if they sell a course, most likely. Let me ask you, if I'm going to be a good coach and my job is to grow and build net worth, if I don't have a lot of money, aren't I better putting that $150K for like a high-end car into a rental property, hell, even crypto, maybe an investment property? You guys understand cars just go down in value. And some of you kids, especially younger ones, go, oh my God, he or she's got such a nice car. They must be doing something right. I'm going to sign up for their program. They know this. This is why they get the cars. I don't know if they're leased, rented. It doesn't matter. It's stupid. If you're going to base your success off what kind of car your coach drives, you're in big, big trouble. There is no other word for it. But do I stop there at the flashy cars? Unfortunately, no. What's the next biggest one? This is probably the biggest one. Leased real estate. Guys, I can go rent most mansions 10, 20 grand. I look like a hero. Well, Rick, how do they pay for those mansions? They pay for those mansions with all your stupid coaching money because you keep sending them money. Ty Lopez, he had $100 million mansion he was leasing out. I believe that was, look at the article. Private jets, fancy cars. Guys, that does not make you rich. It makes you stupid. So let's talk about this. Guys, when someone and here's the thing with the leased real estate and the cars, it's a perpetual loop because they don't have any more money and they just keep showing the same videos over and over. I'm like, dude, do you ever leave your house? I thought you ran a legitimate business. Don't you have an office or something? It doesn't have to be a big office, but nobody does all their business out of their home. As a wholesaler, I want you to do that. But if you're big time, Mr. 100 million or billion, when you say it, you can't afford an office. Oh, I get it. You have to stay in that little hut. And the thing is, I've shown scam artists, they never, ever really show their business. They just talk about what their business gives them. And that will never help you. And that's why they constantly try to incentivize you with these big 20, 40, $50,000 ticket items to just to run you under the bus. It just drives me nuts, man. Okay. So let's do the next one. So affiliate marketing. You guys want to talk about this? Because I'm probably if I'm already banned from the entire guru industry, this is going to put the this is going to put the dagger on it. Let me let you on a little dirt secret about affiliate marketing. This is something that's really gotten under me and Zach's skin. So I'm not opposed to affiliate marketing. And all affiliate marketing is, you have a great target audience. You have a great product. Let's get together. We both make money and help people out. I got no problem with that. Here's the problem though, is they are dragging you to the water for products you don't need. What do I mean by that? The average wholesale coach will, okay, give me my 5, 6, 7, 10 grand. Okay, great. Okay, I need you to go buy this software. Okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah. Okay, and I need you to get to this list stacking service. Okay, yeah. Okay, I need you to get to this CRM. And I need you to go over there and use this data provider to get all your stuff. Oh, and you'll need a skip trace provider. Oh, you'll need a dialer. You'll need an e-sign. Dude, like, let me ask you, were you disclosed all this stuff when you signed up for the course? Because all that stuff's going to cost you about $1,200 a month. And then they're going to tell you to spend 5 to 10 grand on marketing. Now, here's the problem. I'm talking specifically on affiliate marketing. They are salesmen. They don't own the product. They don't support the product. Honestly, they don't care a lot about it. Some do, some don't. I was a full-time affiliate marketer when I did this. I did products that I believed in. And when they became a problem, we broke it off with them. So I'm not going to go here and name names. There's a lot of wonderful names out there, and we still support a lot of the companies that we do. But listen, guys, the amount of crap thrown on my desk every day to sell to you, it got so out of control. And here was the pitch every time. Instead of focusing on the quality of the product, they focused on how much money me and Zach could make. They would fly in to Stewart on their corporate jets and go, hey, you do this, you do that. If you hit this, we'll bonus you that. Trips to Hawaii, Vegas. I didn't take one of them, not one of them, because it got out of control. And we basically said, unless we get a seat on your board, we're going to move without you. And that was one of the reasons how X Leads was brought about. You guys know most of the point, like all your products, you're giving 40 to 50% of what you pay every month to some coach, guru, or somebody somewhere because they introduce you to the product. And here's what happens with all affiliate marketers, just so you know. Affiliates use it to boost their sales, and then they eventually will dump the salesman. And when they dump the salesman, they got to start all over. Well, me and Zach just got tired of it. And so we only try to promote things that we can control, things that we understand, and things that we have access to fix people's refunds, to take care of product, and make sure we're developing stuff for wholesalers. And it's just out of control. So we just decided we were bringing our brands inside. It's expensive. It's extremely painful, and you lose a lot of money up front. But I learned. I digressed. And here's the problem is, every time these influencers are showing you something, they're telling you to go buy a product. They're doing it because they get paid a commission. I promise you, think about this. If you never got paid, if that influencer never got paid an affiliate commission, would you ever see that product again? The resounding answer is no, because they know the product's not. Some of the products are good, but like sometimes it's all about money. And that's the problem that affiliate marketing has on wholesaling. And it's absolutely nuts. If you saw what went on behind the scenes with this stuff. And so there's still coaches out there promoting all these other people's products, which leads me to the next one. Let's talk about this. What about, so let me take this off here. I don't even know where to go with this one, because this one just drives me nuts. God, I don't know if I'm even going to put this one up there. So let's talk about this. What about other influencers that promote other people's products, and the sole purpose is just to get paid, and they never underwrite the product? They never learn about the product, and they find out after the fact how bad it is. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this. In fact, there's big influencers in the wholesaling space that have recently, in the last couple of years, they did what? Do you guys remember when NFTs were really big? Gary Vaynerchuk made these really big. Yeah, let's talk about them. Non-fungible tokens. And the idea behind this is, oh my God, we can make so much money in wholesaling. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to sell special access to all our events. We're always going to give you a front row seat, VIP, if you buy this, because you have lifetime access to the events. You can access rental properties. We have private meetups, masterminds. We are going to hit it out of the park and make it so spectacular for you, but you got to have this NFT coin. And if you don't have this NFT coin, I'm going to throw FOMO at you right now. Me and Zach saw that. I go, man, the writing's on the wall. And then what they would do is they would raise, some would get a couple 100,000. Somebody recently got, I think it was either $2 or $3 million. And guess what? Lawsuits are coming out the woodworks now. And guess what? Once they get that money, because it's a one-time payment for like lifetime access. Think about this for a second. It's too good to be true. It doesn't pass the common sense test. So I buy this NFT and I get lifetime access and like, dude, sign me up. Even I think it's a good deal. The reality is they can't do what? If somebody does an NFT like that, lifetime access, what's the problem with that? Can you ever think that there might be a problem with it? I'm going to pull it up right here, right now. I wrote it somewhere. It's called fulfillment. You actually have to fulfill what you said you were going to do. So how sweet. I get a couple million up front. Whoop, goes right in the bank account. Oh, we've got to do live events. Oh my God, we got to do meetups. Oh my God, I got to do special training courses. Oh my God, I got to do special live Zooms. You know what? We're kind of running out of money. Those programs aren't working. Can you just like give them a PDF, or maybe we have a one-time Zoom call? And these people are not happy. Don't believe me? Go ahead and look it up. Go ahead and look it up. There's people out there right now being sued for their NFTs. Now, there's two sides to the story, but the story gets better. NFTs, so you know, how they trade is based on demand. And what they do is a lot of them will hire third-party companies and manipulate. So it's just like stock dumping, like push, buy the stock, and then pull out. And so a lot of these companies cashed out, took their money, and now somebody that paid $20,000 or $25,000 for an NFT, which is just like a coaching scam, think about it, there was zero. And these people have no regards for the people they screwed over. And they just go, hey, it didn't work out. Now, I don't know about you, but if I bought an NFT for over $10,000 and I was promised full access and everything, lifetime, evergreen, the whole 9 yards, how pissed would you be? And a lot of these people are hiding behind lawsuits. Guys, it gets better. There's gurus, coaches that promoted their buddies that sold NFTs, and they're just like, I don't have anything to do with it. No. You promoted it like an affiliate. You should be held just as responsible as the person that created the NFT. Well, it's not my problem. I go, you know what? If you're going to promote somebody's actions of selling an NFT and not ask hard questions like, how are you going to fulfill these people? Then you're just as guilty as that person. Guys, don't look it up. You can go up. It's all public information. I don't create lawsuits and everybody gets their day in court. But for God's sakes, before you buy an NFT, make sure you believe in that person. And I need you to do this. I need you to understand. You ready for this? What does evergreen and lifetime mean? Somebody want to put in the comments and tell me, what does evergreen, what does that mean to you? Now, evergreen is a cute phrase that the coaching community came up with to make lifetime sound more sexy. But the problem is, have you ever asked somebody, there's very, very, very few companies that can ever live up to a lifetime warranty. Okay, maybe like a John Deere. So you got to have like 100 years history to even have a shot at this. So this is one of the big plays that you hear in wholesaling. I hate it. Just so you know, anybody that offers Evergreen or lifetime access program that doesn't have 25 years in the business, you're guessing just as wild as I am how they're going to live up to it. Let me ask you, is it your lifetime or my lifetime? Can I transfer this? How do I know you're going to hold up your end of the bargain? Like that is a huge, oh, no, it's lifetime. To me, lifetime, evergreen, NFT, it's all the same thing. They just code the words to get access. Guys, I do some paid events. I have never, ever once offered a lifetime guarantee. You can't do it. The man upstairs isn't going to endorse it. The only reason they do it is to induce you to enter into the sale. Don't believe me? Why? Most programs that are 5,000 or more, they'll tell you is lifetime. Why? Because it's just a sexy pitch to get you to buy in. Here's the reality. They'll probably be good maybe 5 to 7 years. That's a stretch. Because by the way, most wholesaling coaches don't last past 5 years. Don't believe me? I don't know. Go back 7, 10 years ago. Look who the largest wholesaling coaches were. They don't exist anymore. Why? They all cashed out. Oh, I thought it was lifetime. Oh, no, it's not lifetime. It was lifetime when he owned it. Now that I own it, you have to pay for it all over again. Do you see how the words scramble? It's kind of like a Kamala salad all wrapped up in one there. It just, guys, when you hear lifetime and evergreen, you should have a red flag goes off and go, crap, Rick and Zach would never do that. Think about this. If I gave someone lifetime coaching and say I even took 100 grand from you, if I had to fulfill it, I would be screwed. I can't do it. It costs money every year to support it. I have to have people answer the phones. I have to do Zooms. I have to spend time with people. I have to do phone calls. I have to do live events. How long can I go and keep doing that for free? I can't. So guys, stop buying into lifetime programs. It's all bull. It's impossible. There's always a maintenance cost to run a program. Just because me and Zach do a lot of stuff for free doesn't mean it's free for us. We just make it free for you. But I'm telling you, if I go to buy someone's coaching program and it's lifetime or evergreen, I would go very deep on those questions. And I would tell them, can you give me your policy and put it in writing so I have something to fall back onto? By the way, you can sue people for lifetime and evergreen agreements. The problem is you need to get it in writing. They're very vague in all their programs. Don't get me started on refund policies, all their stuff. They don't have, like, nobody. Listen, guys, the reality is you pay for coaching and wholesaling. The onus is on you. Once they get their money, they don't give a crap if you're successful or not. I know they say it, but why do 95% of them fail? Because you pay them up front. Don't get me started on this. Lifetime evergreen, guys, it is bad, 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 bad news. And if you somebody, and nobody ever calls these people to the plate on it. Lifetime. Are you kidding me? Imagine if you're in your 20s or 30s and you go, can I do lifetime? I would throw Zach out of the house. I'd throw him out of the office because it is an unrealistic commitment. That's one thing I learned a long time ago. And when people do that, it means they're stretching to sell you something, and you need to be hyper, hyper, hyper aware of it. I'm telling you guys, it just, this lifetime thing. So then we talk about that. So coaches promoting other programs with no due diligence. Why? Because I'm getting paid. He's my buddy. To this date, there's people that promoted other people's NFTs and they have no accountability. In fact, they help them raise hundreds of thousands of dollars, but no accountability. It wasn't my NFT. And I just think that's wrong. And if we know that going into it, we have to understand. Guys, when we talk about the whole foreign exchanges, I know I'm a little bit all over the board here. You got to understand this. When you trade international currency with the company, maybe it starts with an F or not. Did you know that their real business model is coaching? Because they know they have a 99% failure ratio, even worse than wholesaling. So what they do is they go, okay, you pay a licensing fee, $2.99, whatever it is. And now you have your own MLM. That stands for multi-level marketing. And by the way, I understand multi-level marketing. I have friends that are in it. But guys, there is a right and a wrong way for it. Number one, multi-level marketing only works if you have a physical product. Number two, I'm not a big fan of MLM because think about it. If a product really stood on its own and sold itself, then you wouldn't have to pay all these like crazy fees. So most products go to MLM because they will never ever sell on their own because people think they're a scam. You follow me here? So if you go to international trading, their program is actually to sell coaching, but they build it under an MLM. So you pay a fee up front. Oh my God, I'm a gold member, whatever it is. And then everybody comes under you. They pay a whatever, a $2.99, $1.99, $5.99 fee. And then everybody they signed up under there, it winds up, in my opinion, just being a big giant Ponzi scheme. Now, if you don't believe me, let me look this up real quick. But the problem is these schemes go in real estate just they have penetrated real estate. Let's see. Let me pull this up and I'll show you one. Okay, let's see if I can pull this up. This one's really good. Now, once again, I'm not calling this company a scam artist or anything like it's a publicly traded company, but let's see if we can pull this up. Let me see if I can pull it up here just to show you how this works. So everybody knows Exit Realty. It's a brokerage. They started out with basically an MLM type of structure. You bring people on, you get paid. The reason I'm showing you this, because people came into the wholesaling business and go, I have an Exit Realty, just sign up under me and I'll protect you from all the wholesale laws and fine. So guys, I want to show you what the stock did. Obviously it launched, it went up, and you look at this and it was high as $80. And then I follow this trend up, down, up, down, up, down. Look at this. I mean, it's getting to the point. What's it at now? $11.12 and dropping all the time. I mean, look at this, guys. Look at this chart. And this is the problem when you deal with any type of MLM. It always seems to be the same thing. And then eventually the company gets busted for this or that. MLM drives sales because you're paying so many people. And so if I go back to affiliate marketing, it was the biggest problem we saw in software. Everybody wants an affiliate. There's gurus that still reach out to me that want me to promote like their software. I'm like I have all the screenshots. I'm happy to share it anytime they want to do a hit piece on me. I'll be happy to share all the text of all the stuff. Rick, you're going to make a ton of money. I don't like your product. I think it sucks. Yeah, but you're going to make a ton of money. I go, it's terrible. And that's the reason why I don't really do affiliate marketing. I'm not opposed to it, but eventually you'll figure it out. You're working for other people that just want to make a ton of money and they don't always want to solve problem, and it pisses me off. So, okay, let's keep going here because I am not done. So if we understand where all the big holes are, I want you to understand this. This one, now, this is going to be really controversial. A lot of these ideas, scams, and stuff are pitched privately to protect their interest. You know where most of them are pitched? Masterminds. Now, I'm not opposed to masterminds. I love them and I do masterminds. But I have people try to come in my masterminds and pitch stuff all the time. And this is where they try to gain your trust. And I'm telling you, a lot of these are pre-set up with other masterminds. I'm not going to name names, but I'm just telling you, just because it's a mastermind, don't assume it is legal to do the transaction. In fact, I have more friends that get scammed out of masterminds than like all of them put together. And guys, when I talk masterminds, I talk to a lot of high-level coaches and gurus in the business, great people that get scammed out of hundreds of thousands of dollars by what they thought were really reputable people. And once again, they always skip answering that one question. How do I get my money back? And if you get it, well, you know, you're going to sign this LLC and stuff like that, it's a nightmare. I actually had, when I was very young, when I first was discovering wholesaling, a gentleman approached me. He's like, "You're really good at it." He paid me money to help do mastermind groups, and I liked it because I got deals out of it. And then he came to me. He goes, "Rick, listen, I can make you a quick $100,000. I just need you to help me promote this LLC so we can do a big investment fund." And I remember asking him, I go, "Okay, what are the insurances?" The guy turned around and gave me a packet this thick. Just have him sign that, and we're all covered. I refused to take part in it. I then got served a lawsuit. He chased me around for 2 years. I had to sign off because he almost broke me. And I've learned there's just a lot of nasty people in this world. So masterminds, if somebody presents you an opportunity, say, where did this opportunity come from? What are the pitfalls of the opportunity? And how am I guaranteed that my capital will be there even if it fails? And if they can't answer those questions, just don't do it. Now, I don't want you to be like mom and dad where everything's a scam. If I don't go to work every day, it's a scam. We have to be careful of it, because the reality is you have to ask yourself the questions, am I going to get my money back? So let me put this up here. So let's talk about the next thing where most people induce you in. And this is where Ty Lopez has problems. Have you ever had somebody go, "Hey, I don't know, give me $1,000, give me 10,000, give me 100,000. I'll give you X amount of return." If you do that, it's called inducement. And the problem is, once you take someone's money and you say, "Listen, I'm going to give you a 20% return, I'm going to give you a 30% return," and you put it in writing, you got to live up to it. Otherwise, you're committing fraud. And so if I'm a scam artist, the easiest way to get people's money is click their greed button. And they know that. And that's why they come after you. So I've always had, when it comes to real estate, number one, only if you are in a real estate group, only invest your money either in whatever coaching you feels valid. There's real coaching out there. It's usually not 10 grand or more for wholesaling. That's a joke. I would run to the hills. Anything over 5 grand doesn't even make sense. I'm going to hand holding Evergreen lifetime. Okay, I got it. So the reality is, if I'm in a wholesaling group, then I'm either going to put the money towards some coaching, mostly marketing, or into a real estate deal. Anything outside that circumference, you're going to be in serious trouble. They are chasing you down your greed. So guaranteed returns. Hey, Rick, I tell you what, come in this fund. We pay 25%. I'm probably going to do 30% this year. You in? I'm out, dude. Once I hear those numbers, I know you're full of it. So if I have to risk all my capital in the real estate market, or I have to risk all my capital in the stock market and the equities, how the hell are you suddenly going to give me a 25% guarantee return? They're just saying it to get your money. They're lying to you. It's called fraud. And that's the only reason you gave me your money. But at some point, you got to be accountable and go, if you're dumb enough to give people money that offer you a 25% return risk-free, you're going to lose all your money. So what is the number that starts to scare me? To be honest with you, once somebody gets past double-digit returns, you need to prove it to me. And when I say prove it, I need bank accounts. I need CPAs like ledgers. I want to see factual information. Why? Because I have to risk everything in the market, maybe to make 10 to 12% on average from the highs and lows. So think about this, the common sense test. Common sense. He's going to pay me 25% and guarantee my money. I don't have to do anything. Or I have to go fight in the stock market to get 10 to 12% just to stick with the S&P. Let me ask you, who do you think is telling the truth? I already know. Once you see a rate of return exceed double digits, you better be extremely wary. It's risky. So if I invest in T-bills, right now I get about 4.2%. Now, I already know it's guaranteed by the government. I have 24-hour liquidity, and that's it. So 4.2 is my base for my investing. Now I'm just going to do a common sense test. Hey, Rick, if you give us $10,000, I can get you a 22.5% return. Dude, that sounds amazing. Can you show me the last 2 years? Can you show me the book so I can verify that number? Oh, no. Listen, no, it's working out. It's like, I don't want to see a pro forma. That's bullshit. Those are just lies. Those are projections based on nothing. So when somebody comes back with those numbers, have them give you sheets. And here's the problem, guys. If you go back to like the Bernie Madoff days and stuff like that, they cooked the sheets on these things with legitimate CPAs and gave it to you. That's why he built people out of billions. And so it becomes a real challenge. If I don't know you, I don't understand the business, and you can't answer simple capital preservation, I'm not investing in you. End of story. And for some reason, the coaching community and wholesaling has gotten all intertwined in all these scams, and it pisses me off. There's no other word. So the guaranteed returns, it's ridiculous. And I find that when people are desperate for your money and they're in bad situations, they will tell you anything you want to hear. You have to put it in writing and you have to prove it to me. And just because they tell you it doesn't mean it's true. And you've got to be very, very, very careful. Which leads me, which Mark gets this, the risk versus reward. So remember, if 4.25 is your baseline, I don't have to do anything and it's guaranteed. I can go sit on the beach. I go, once I get at 10%, I know I got to work. Once someone tells me 15, maybe the right opportunity, right person, if it's vetted, and I know I'm taking a substantial risk. At 20 and 25, guys, I know it's all bullshit. I'm sorry for the language. You have kids, just do the earmuffs, because I don't even listen to you. Somebody presented, goes, so we have 32.6% return year over year. I go, show it. I never see the data. You'll never see it. And the only time they can promise that is on a, what do they call it? A prospectus. And those are just made up numbers by a marketing company anyway. So it's, Mark says it, trust but verify, guys. I'm telling you. So let me lead you on. I'm going to leave you the last one, which is really, really, really smacked wholesaling in the face. Actually, real estate investing. Turnkey. I want you guys to put in the comments if you know what turnkey means, because I learned this the hard way. So I want to show you how this works, how the scam looks, and how they exit and they clear their names of all this. Because turnkey, there are legitimate operations, but for the most part, there's a lot of really, really bad actors in this space. And you are eventually, if you stay around real estate long enough, you are going to be presented with this idea. It's going to sound so beautiful. And you're going to go, oh my God, it's so good. As Mark knows, it's just done for you. And all it means is it's real estate done for you. And here's what they're going to do. This is how sweet they are at Turnkey. Rick, not only when I go out there and find you a great deal, we'll fix it up for you. There's a fee for that. And then we'll get it all nice. Sometimes we put furniture, sometimes we just paint it, and we'll put a renter in there. And then you're going to get returns 15, 25%. You are golden. You're set. Well, there's a certain person that did this, and they did it with the knowledge of the entire wholesaling coaching community. Because if you look up this person on the internet, you'll find he popped up on every influencer's social channel. Why? Because he paid them all. He paid them big money, and he did turnkey. Here's a little hint. He does not live in the United States anymore. And to this day, he defends himself saying, I didn't do anything wrong. People got bilked out of millions. In fact, it was so bad, the coaches got scammed out of it. They were selling houses that were scheduled to be condemned. They never put renters in it. And they turned around and used money of the new money to pay the old money. That's called a Ponzi scheme. And this goes on and on because we trust people. We don't verify anything they say, and they're managing an asset that doesn't even exist. And somehow this person avoided. So here's what they do to avoid getting the judgment lawsuits. They leave the country, and they're always telling you, I'm just going to go to a better place. And they run the risk of ever stepping in the United States that they're going to be collected on or worse, imprisoned. And by the way, all these guys are friends. They all defend each other. This person did it in the millions. And I said, something doesn't seem right here. There's no way you can get those kind of returns. I run rental properties. I mean, it's hard to get double-digit returns year over year. And this person went out and represented. And the crazy part is this person now is still a top influencer on the internet. But guess what? They left real estate. Gee, I can't figure out why. And here's the funny part is people promoted this person, told him the guy's class act, he's perfect. And a lot of these people are still on the airs, just ignoring, and they just promote and they promote over to you. This is why me and Zach are extremely careful who we bring on our show. Why? I can't stop someone from committing a heinous act, but if I see you're doing it before, you can't induce me or Zach to pay me a fee to put you on the program. And that's just me and Zach. Not everything's about money with us. If it was purely about money, I would just charge a $5,000 to $7,000 coaching program, and I would just pocket the millions, and I would put the onus on all of you. And I don't do that. But why? Because it's the crappiest way, in my opinion, you can promote yourself. So I'm not going to use names because this person tends to sue everybody, so I can't use names. I'm in a sue happy world. Even though the person is millions and millions and millions of dollars, I'm not even giving initials because I'll probably be attacked left and right. But they were fine. And here's the best part is they blamed it on the property management company. I don't know. I told them to do everything. I'm not responsible. Yeah, you collected $5 million. I think you're responsible. And by the way, everybody lost their money. Nobody got a return. And nobody's gone to jail. Nobody's paid back any of the monies. And to make their lives easier, they fled the United States. By the way, there's other people that did coaching programs that promised Evergreen everything. I don't know. Some people in the southeast part of the United States in a hilly area. It used to be one of the biggest wholesalers, so we thought, and has magically left the country and will not fulfill their evergreen and their lifetime commitments. Oh, and they're promoting real estate in other parts of the entire world. Guys, this stuff goes on and on. I just want you to be aware of how these scams work because I just get so aggravated with them. And the thing is, I would love to call out names, put them all in the comments. You guys can use the comments. I can't because they sue me. And I got to waste a lot of time and money with lawyers. It's crazy. So AV, no, it's not that person. He's legit. But the thing is, maybe that person promoted somebody else. Guys, go look up NFTs, specifically in the Arizona market, and take a look. And you just look at the data and tell me what you think. I just don't understand. People take NFTs and then they get amnesia. Like, why do I have to pay for all this stuff? I don't know. You took in millions of dollars. I think you need to fulfill what you promised you're going to do. I don't want to do it. I'm a big crybaby. Okay. Enjoy the lawsuit. So I will comment on it when I get the final outcome of the lawsuit to give them their day in court. But you're never going to see me and Zach selling an NFT. I don't really talk. This is the most I've ever talked about crypto. And I told you I'm a novice in crypto. I just invested just like every one of you do. And I sit back and wait. And it goes up, it goes down. You know the game. People bought NFTs thinking you were actually going to get something for it. It's most of these NFTs have really gone down to like zero because the excitement's gone. And it was a great way to sell people stuff. It just got out of control. Now, I'm sure there's some people that have delivered on it, but I've yet to see. So I'm not here to give like investment advice. Trust me, you don't want my I like real estate. I'm very biased. I'm heavy into real estate. I do stocks. I do a little bit of bonds. I do a little bit of everything, but I'm not an expert in it. So I'm not going to teach you guys how to do it because I feel like it would be a disservice. So if you guys understand that turnkey is one of the most dangerous things you can get in if you don't understand real estate. So if you're going to do turnkey, a couple rules. Number one, make sure you can touch the asset. Literally get on the plane or hire someone to go look at that piece of real estate you're buying. They are banking on you not looking at it and not understanding what you're getting into. Number two, make sure you get legitimate invoices for repairs on the property. If they're going to fix it up, you better make sure they actually fixed it up. And number three, make sure you know who your tenant is. They try to hide all that information from you. They manage it. Don't worry about it. No, I want to know who's in my property. I want to know how much they're paying. And I want a copy of the lease. Because if a lawsuit ever arises, you're on the hook for it. And they'll tell you, don't worry about it. Guys, I don't like Turnkey at all. I think it's really bad news. Now, let me give you an example of some positive on this, okay? Everybody knows Grant Cardone, right? I mean, the guy knows how to make money. We're not going to disagree. How he goes about that, that's not my argument. The man's successful. He makes a lot of money. And when he sues people, he usually wins because he's very confident in what he does. He has a company called Grant Cardone Capital. I'm here to tell you, it's legit. How is it legit? Number one, he registers it with the SEC. He has an SEC lawyer, and he follows it all. And when he brings people in, because I've thoroughly vetted his company, wonder why, and you say you make a $100,000 investment, you have to fill out all the paperwork. You have to tell them if you're an accredited investor. What's an accredited investor? It means you have at least liquid assets of $1 million outside of your own personal home. And you have to be verified to do all this stuff. That way, the SEC knows that you're playing by the rules. Now, he goes in, he raises hundreds of millions of dollars. He goes out and buys apartment complexes that he has some sort of value add to them. And he's very good at giving presentations and getting them. They're very low cap rates, but they have automation. They pay their investors back. They give everybody a issuance of guarantee for their principal to make sure they get it back. They get their checks. They know exactly what to expect. Guys, I got no problem with a company like that because they've done it all right. Here's where I got a problem with. You guys go on Facebook and Instagram. Someone goes, I need $100,000 for a deal. You can't do that. It's completely illegal. So if I say I want to borrow money from you for one of my deals, number one, I have to know you. How? I have to establish that I have contacted you at least 2 times outside of this investment. That means I have a relationship with you now. So if I go on Instagram or I go on Facebook and I put an ad, or worse yet, I just put out a post, need some money. Who wants 15% return? If someone decides to file a complaint to the SEC, not only will that investor lose that property, they will physically take it away from them. And then until he or she can prove otherwise, they're going to lock up that asset and they're going to take it away from them, regardless of what investment they have in it. Guys, I'm telling you, the SEC is nothing to play around with. I've watched this firsthand in an investment that I got duped on. It's so many people go to jail. So many people lose everything they have. And listen, I don't know Ty Lopez, but I'm telling you, I've yet to ever see the SEC lose. The SEC does not play around. And they usually go after people that just blatantly disregard all SEC. Well, if you want to raise money publicly, you have to follow the rules. If you don't follow the rules, the SEC is designed, the Security and Exchange Commission is designed to play Big Brother. And I'm going to tell you, the SEC has an unfair advantage. They have the federal government. They have billions and billions of dollars backing them up. And they have the authority to take first and ask questions later. So I was involved with one. It took 7 years to unwind. And in the end, they always wind up, they're usually going to go after criminal charges. And you can't just take people's money and spend it however you want. It doesn't. Now, if I'm going to invest in something, I want to make sure that money gets invested in that real estate. The problem is when you give open-ended money to like things like this, they can do whatever they want. But here's the problem. If you guarantee people 20% returns, all they have to do is show the SEC that documentation and say, hey, did they ask if you were an accredited investor or not? And you're like, dude, the SEC is going to eat you alive. So I see all the time young investors trying to raise money online. And I listen, I'm not knocking the effort, but please don't do it. It's going to get you in a world. It's illegal to do that. You can't go and solicit money publicly without registering with the SEC and doing it correctly. Can you do it privately? You can, but like I'm just telling you, and whenever you take somebody's money, if it's not secured with a mortgage or the traditional means that we need in wholesaling real estate, then you are wide open however the SEC wants to interpret it. So like you're raising private capital without any of the licensing. So we all know how that works. And I'm just telling you guys, it's bad out there. So Mike says, curious, how much have you made from your fans? I don't know, Mike, tell me how much you make and I'll put up what I make. Like, what kind of question is that? Number one, I don't even charge my fans. Number two, YouTube pays me a ton of money. And number three, I get a lot of JV deals on it. Oh, and number four, I own my own products like X Leads, 4,000 plus, actually 4,800 plus users. You do some math in your head. I don't understand like comments like that. Billions, yeah. I make billions. Mike makes billions. I'm happy for him. So, listen, I do social media, but like and I'm not here to tell other people how to handle their social media. I'm just stop scamming people. That's all. You guys are tired of these huge coaching fees, but you keep paying them. I don't know what else to tell you. It's the number one scam I see in wholesaling is a lot of unfulfilled coaching promises type of deal. So we got to keep that in mind. Okay. So guys, I've pointed out the areas where you're most likely going to be attacked in wholesaling. Number one, fake social media accounts. Me and Zach are never going to ask you for crypto. It's never going to happen. Number two, anybody that offers a program with lifetime or evergreen access, tell them to put it in writing and spell it out so you can hand it to a lawyer when they don't give you access. So you have some sort of claim for it. Because when they shut the business down or they sell it, they go, oh, I'm relieved of the lifetime evergreen access. I'm like, no, you told me it was lifetime. I'm holding you to it. See, that they think once they sell the company, they're relieved of it. They're technically not, because they have to disclose that in their paperwork. And I would never buy a company if all my students were based on an evergreen or a lifetime commitment. It's unfulfillable. It's unfulfillable. You can't do it forever. You're going to go broke. So it winds up being a Ponzi scheme. I got to keep bringing in new people so I can cover the cost of the old people. At some point, this system's going to break, and we have to lifetime, guys. I've never seen it work ever in any company, any capacity, you name it. There are some rare exceptions. Don't get me wrong, but in the wholesaling stuff is zero. The next one is if you've had somebody that's already been washed out of guru coaching, meaning they've been exposed and scammed because they never helped anybody and they just took exorbitant fees. By the way, anything over 10 grand in wholesaling makes no sense to me. It's just a play on taking your money. If they go and do the FBA Amazon store and they don't pay anyone back, please don't ever work with them again. And for God's sakes, if they go and want to do an MLM for international trading currencies, run for the border. And the last one they're going to come back with you is a fund for a turnkey. And they're going to tell you, we do everything for you. Just invest. You're going to get a 20% return. Don't even worry about it. Ask them, show me the last 2 years of data that shows those returns. I'm talking about bank accounts, CPA records that are bona fide audit. And then, hey, how about a tax return? Jeez. You can't lie on a tax. Well, you can lie on a tax return, but you know where that winds up getting you. And you have to understand that. So guys, I feel like it's a public service announcement to let you know all the scams that go along. I've been in wholesaling over 23 years, and it always follows the pattern. They jump into wholesaling because they can make a bunch of quick cash and coaching. That's why these coaches sprint. They run, they collect all the money, and then they get out. And by the way, when they go, I only got 3 spots left, please read between the writing on it. For the record, I'm not saying everybody who sells coaching is a scam artist. That's not the case. Scam artists are always going to be scammers. They're going to go from one scam to the next scam, and they just keep going until they can find the latest, greatest thing. And guys, I'm going to make a prediction. The last one coming out, AI is going to be, it's going to work in the scammers' favor. I'm just going to tell you it up front. They are right now working on clever ways to part you with your money. Just be very, very careful. We're going to have to see what comes out of it. And I'm nervous with it. I'm not going to lie to you. So knowing all that, I want to give you guys some good news here. And guys, this isn't to scare you. And by the way, I don't know Tai Lopez personally. I've known of him, and he gets his day in court. And you know what? I hope he comes out. But if you read the if you read the accusations from the SEC, it's pretty bad. Like, it's bad, 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 bad. I'm just saying, you can't use investors' money to pay others. That is called a Ponzi scheme. That's what he's being accused of. Not my words. This comes from the SEC's website, which I already posted up on here. So anybody want to come back to this video, think you're going to sue me over it, you sue the SEC first, then come after me, because I did not make this accusation. But by the way, just so you know, this individual was offering a 15 or 20 minute consultation just a month or two ago for $100. And they oversee a $115 million fund. Does that even make sense? I saw this handwriting on the wall. But once again, they have their day in court. I'm not here, but like, it just, guys, these scams, like, they eventually they all get snuffed out, and it gets ridiculous. And we have to understand what we're looking for. So, anyways, I want you to join us on Thursday. We are going to make a world record attempt. I'm not going to tell you exactly how we do it, but October 2nd, 8 p.m. This is Thursday night. We're going to do a huge launch, and we are going to present some of the problems we talked about today to cure them, to give you reassurances, and figure out how to be successful in wholesaling. So guys, we created freewholesaling.com because we saw a huge problem in the wholesaling community. On average, you guys were paying 10 grand for basic coaching. We took it down to 0. And we've helped out so many people. There's so many people out there going, hey, Rick, Zach, can you help us out? There's only so much time I have in a day, because I do run a regular business out, actually 3 total businesses outside of this. And I use this to get leads to work with you guys and do a public service for the entire wholesaling community. But I enjoy it, and I make money doing it. So it's the best of both worlds. So as what's his name says, how much money you make off your fans? Listen, I don't have a $10,000 coaching program, so I'm probably the last guy you're ever going to be able to attack on this. But guys, October 2nd, 8 p.m. I'll put it back up one more time. I'm telling you, you're going to enjoy this. We are going to present something to you that has never been done in the wholesaling space. And if you know me and Zach, we always go big, or we ain't going to show up. I'm tired of people playing small, of just, let me help you out with coaching. Guys, there's a 95% failure ratio in coaching. The reason is the onus is always put on you, not the coach. We've got some ideas to try to solve these problems. And guys, we've been doing freewholesaling.com for over five years. Remember, everybody had a coaching program told me I would never be able to last. So the fact is, I've been in wholesaling 23 years. Probably not the guy you want to challenge if he's going to outlast you or not. And number 2, I'm here 5 years later, baby. I'm going strong. I'm not changing it. We're not taking away freewholesaling.com. We're just going to make you guys appreciate stuff a lot better. We're going to fulfill a ginormous gap in the wholesaling industry that has been run over. Guys, the whole coaching industry, for the most part, outside of me and Zach, there's a few exceptions. Some of the younger kids are starting to get it. Charging this big fat coaching fee, telling everybody it's evergreen lifetime, it's so dead. I just don't think you should sign up for these programs. Oh, and my favorite part is, join us on a discovery call and let's see if you're a good fit. Translation, let's see if you got any money on your credit card. That is the only qualifier. That's it. End of story. Do you have money on your card? It's not, Do you have money to buy all my affiliate products? Because I'm not going to tell you till you pay me first. So I get my first 7-8 grand, whatever it is. Then I tell you it's lifetime. That's a lie. Because how do I know? How long how you're going to live? How do I know you're still going to be in wholesaling? If I followed that theory back in 2016, 17, 18, 19, if I took on all those lifetime programs, I'd be fiddling my thumbs. None of them exist anymore. There's a reason why. They all got sold over and over. They sold them to a buddy. They told you they sold it for millions of dollars. It's all it just drives me nuts. So guys, tune in Thursday night. I promise we won't disappoint you guys. For the most part, wholesaling, if you just do your common sense test and go, okay, am I getting capital preservation? And then put in writing how you're going to make it a lifetime guarantee. Nobody will substantiate the evergreen or lifetime guarantee. Do not fall for it. And ask yourself, do I want to invest in a program where they say they're going to take care of me the rest of their life for this amount of money? It seems very one-sided, because say I paid somebody $5,000 for an evergreen program and they say it's lifetime, and say I'm 20 years old. So you're going to tell me for the next 70 years, you're going to take care of me? It's ridiculous, guys. And you need to be aware of it. They just need to adjust their message. And a full disclosure, because I'm an old guy, been around the block, they're just being taught this by the older gurus. And at some point, you guys have to change them. You have to vote with your money, which you obviously know how to do. And then you have to vote with your time. So stop buying into these pitches that are ridiculous. And Turnkey, the last one, if you can't touch that asset, if you can't drive somebody out to look at it, please do not invest in it. And make sure you know who your renters are and you have a copy of the lease. This protects you financially. And if you ever have to go to court, a lot of these companies get bought and sold. People disappear. There's a reason why they're promising you such a high return, because it's not realistic. It's fake. So keep that in mind, guys. So guys, I will be on tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Eastern time, right here and on Flip with Rick. And please join us late Thursday night. So Mark, I know you'll be happy. We'll be on. Hopefully you won't be working, but anybody else on the West Coast, it's not just Mark, it's everybody else. We do appreciate you. We did come out to California. Me and Zach are dying to come out to Vegas and bring the whole show out there. But I just want you guys to understand, Thursday night, 8 p.m., it'll be a lot of fun. And when I tell you we're going to break a Guinness World Record, I need you all to show up so we have a great shot at it. So if you want to learn more, pop on there. If you want, maybe I'll talk a little bit about it tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Eastern. This is Rick Ginn, guys. And guys, listen, if you enjoyed today, do me a favor. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. The best compliment you can give to me. I know today wasn't the easiest conversation, but it has to be said, because at some point when you go through this wholesaling community, you're going to find people that present you opportunities. And I want you to be aware, not every opportunity is bad. A great opportunity will stand up to all the questions I taught you today. Capital preservation, a decent rate of return, and some sort of insurances of any of the guarantees they make. And if you're investing in an asset, make sure you can touch the asset, you can control it. And for God's sakes, if you're going to buy crypto, make sure you actually have your own account to get it. Do not use a third party to do it. And keep in mind, guys, me and Zach will never, ever ask you for crypto. It's never going to happen. So if somebody that looks like me or acts like Zach or has an account with all their stuff on, they ask for crypto, just know it's a fake, guys. Make sure you subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow, 5 p.m., guys. I appreciate you. Have a good one, man. See you.